it's Reagan and today I'm here to bring you my June TBR. For the month of June, I've picked out some what I think are really exciting books. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to read this month. I do start my internship on Monday, which I am excited and equally nervous for. If you didn't know, I go to school and my major is advertising and history, but I have an internship at an advertising agency and I start on Monday. It's exciting. But anyway, let's go ahead and start talking about the books. The first book I'm going to talk about, I've actually already finished, but I am actually obsessed with. It was so good. And that was The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I read the majority of this in May, but I did finish it yesterday, which was technically June. So, you know, here you go. This is a high fantasy novel following a multitude of characters, but the aspect of the story I'm going to focus on is the magic system because I feel like that is the most unique part of this book. Essentially, the magic in this world is based off light. You know, like the spectrum of light. So basically, most magic wielders can wield one color of magic. So they can wield blue light or green light or red light, things like that. And they kind of manifest in obvious ways. Like more powerful magic wielders can do two, and then the rarest type are polychromes, which can do obviously more than two, and a variety of more than two. However, the most powerful individual in this world is called the Prism, and he can wield all of the colors, and that is one of the characters we follow in this series. The interesting thing about this magic system, though, that really hooks me, is that the magic it kills the user slowly, meaning the more magic you use, the more likely you are to go insane, and you kind of have a length of time that most wielders survive till. And anyway, it's just very, very fascinating. I don't want to touch much on the plot because it's one of those stories that unfolds itself as you read along. You're kind of thrown in and you don't understand what's going on at all. But again, I'll talk more about that in my wrap up. But this book was so good and I finished it, so yes. So obviously the second book on my TBR is the sequel to that. And it is called The Blinding Knife, and I've started it. I'm like 5% of the way through. I'm very far, clearly. This is the sequel. The first one left off on a huge cliffhanger, so I want to read on. I'm probably going to read all of these books in this series very quickly because they're just so dang good. For your information, there are currently 3 books out and published. The 4th book comes out in the fall. I have no idea if there's just 4 books in the series because spoilers! The next book I'm going to talk about is the Perustopia Book Club pick of the month for the month of June, and that is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. And this month, Sasha and I are working with Penguin Random House. Now, I've seen this book around the booktube for a couple months, and I'm so excited to have this as our pick for this month. Aside from it having a stunning cover, the premise just sounds really, really great. It follows our main character who has grown up in this desert town and she's always wanted to escape. She's a gunslinging girl, like she apparently is like a great shooter, so it kind of is like a western desert setting. Essentially, she never thinks she's able to leave. She feels like she's doomed to live there forever until a stranger comes into town and she kind of takes that as an opportunity to leave with him through the desert, and adventure starts from there. I've heard really good things about this and I'm excited to jump in myself. It's also blurred by Ray Carson and Alison Goodman, who are some of my favorite YA fantasy authors. So yes, look out for my thoughts on this throughout the month. The next book I'm going to talk about was actually sent to me review by the author Ray Wagner, and I'm actually working with her for this video, and that is Demigods and Monsters. This is the second book to the Curse of the Sphinx series, which I read back in February and really enjoyed. Obviously, because this is a sequel, I can't really talk about the plot, but the first book centers around Greek mythology and in my opinion takes it in a very interesting twist. It's kind of like a Percy Jackson meets Jennifer L. Armentrout book. It's very addicting and very engrossing. It follows our main character who is cursed with the Sphinx tragedy, and basically she's just been hunted down her whole life and she has to deal with the consequences of this throughout the first whole book. It's really great. I'm excited to get to the sequel. I'm going to be reading and reviewing this month, so watch out for my thoughts. Also, just a quick thing, if you're interested in The Curse of the Sphinx, Ray Wagner, the author, if you sign up for her newsletter on her website, she will go ahead and send you the first book in this series digitally for free, which is pretty exciting because it's free. But yeah, I'll leave all that information down below for you guys to check out. And at the end of the month, she's actually going to be giving away a signed copy of this, a physical copy of this, which is also pretty dang cool. And the last book I have on the docket, I don't really know if I'm going to get to this or if I'm just going to read the third book to the Lightbringer series. We'll see. But it is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I've had this for a while now. I've gotten really great reviews. I read the first one, A Darker Shade of Magic, and I thought it was like pretty good. It didn't blow my socks off, but people have been saying this one is much better than the first one, so I am definitely intrigued to read this, clearly. So I put this on the list. It's just so beautiful, and she just released the cover for the third one in this trilogy, and it kind of just like made me really excited to read this, so yeah. Alrighty guys, that is my June TBR. Let me know down below some books you're really excited to read. I would love to know as always, and I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!